Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to another session with me of UFOs live working on French beaded flower projects. I'm Fan, and we'll be working on projects together today. I'm currently live on YouTube, currently live in the Bead Flora Studio Facebook page, and I'm just waiting to go live in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group. So still waiting on that to load. That's always fun. But hello, good afternoon here in the Midwest, USA. Okay, if you are here with me, let me know. Let me know where you're watching from. Looks like we have Louise here with us. Hello, Louise. Thanks for joining us again. Okay. So still waiting for the Facebook group to load. I don't know if it will be here or not. So do I need to manually share it? I think it may show up eventually. I don't know. Just let me hurry up and click on there, see what's going on over there. We are not. So I'm going to do the thing that I've done the last few times is I will go ahead and share it from my Facebook page. Okay, so all right, let's do that. Group. It may eventually show up, but or it may not. So if that's how I have to do it, that's how I have to do it. Okay. Okay, so yes, Louise, you are currently watching on YouTube instead of Facebook. It's just not connecting on there, so I don't know why. Okay, today, well, I don't know what UFOs I'm working on, so I brought out all of my stuff, and I thought, okay, it'll be fun to go through all my things. It'll be a nice, fun thing to go through all of my bags. Some of these bags are projects that I have done and published, and some of these are projects that I have not published yet. And a lot of these things I have in project boxes, but for projects that I have not worked on for a long time, I will put them in these bags and store it in my UFO drawer. So a lot of these I just took out of my drawer. I think I have another drawer somewhere. I just don't know where it is. So this is what I got so far. So I thought it'd be fun to go ahead and just go through the bag, see what I have, see what old projects that I've worked on, and also what projects that I have worked on before, and just kind of set it aside. If you see something that you maybe want me to work on some more and publish that pattern, let me know. I will maybe put more priority on that if I know people want to see that. Okay, so I'm going to set all these aside and then go through them bag by bag. Okay, I know I have more projects than this, so all right. What should we look at first? Okay, so this bag, that bag. Okay, going through one by one. Then I think maybe I'll do some low-hanging fruit. See whatever project that will take the least amount of time to finish. I will do that. If it's something like assembly, you know how like in jewelry, people put on ear wires or put on a clasp, and that's your finishing touch. That's your UFO project. Today, it's a little bit different with French beading projects, but I'm gonna try to go for some low-hanging fruit. All right. And this one is not it. So this project, I started right after my first book, and it has been sitting in this bag ever since. I think I was trying to go for a dahlia. It was a dahlia. Let me see if you guys can see this. It was a dahlia picture that I saw in a book. I bought a dahlia book, and I was trying to emulate the flower. So I would need to go back to the book. I don't know what I have something written down somewhere. So I don't have, I think it's in my sketchbook, and I don't know where my sketchbook is. When I did the flower study, I could not find my sketchbook. So I wrote down the pattern, some of the pattern, the start of a pattern there. So some of you may recognize this little pod, which is a pod that is in my um, echinacea, and also all the coneflower patterns. I've used this little pod. And with the inner petals, I've used a continuous split basic technique of getting all of these petals onto 2 ending tail wires. So this would be fun to finish, but it would be big. It would be a pretty big flower. Okay. And petals, I think this is the second layer of petals. And again, this is on the continuous split basic technique, getting all of these petals onto 1 continuous wire. So this is cool. I forgot about this, so I would love to work on this again. I probably use different beads for the center. For these, I used the, what beads did I use? I used the vintage Venetian beads. I'm kind of not digging these beads with these beads. So I may need to switch over back to Japanese beads, just so that okay, so the center here, I mean the center of the flower, I use Japanese beads, and right here I'm using the Venetian beads. So if I'm going to do this, I will choose different beads. All right, moving on. Let's go for a different bag. Okay, if you're just joining us, I'm just going through my UFO projects and see what low hanging fruit I can finish off. Let me know where you're watching from and what you're working on, what project you're working on. Okay, I don't remember what this is. What is this? What project is this? Usually I know, but this I have no idea. What am I trying to make? Okay, this again, I'm using the continuous split basic technique. And what happened here? It's supposed to be a pointed top. What happened? Okay. Okay, now it's nice and pointy. I don't know what this is. I was trying to do something, so don't know. Maybe some sort of dahlia is my guess. All right, what the heck? All right, so the group is still not loading, so but I shared it. You guys should see it. All right. When did I make this? Okay, this is daffodils. Yeah, Louise, I'm thinking it's a dahlia, but I don't even remember doing that. So, but it's in the bag, which means it was important to me to put it in the bag. It was important to me. Okay, so this is daffodil parts. This is a pattern that's in my first book. There are all these petals here. I guess I can finish this pretty easily, but I need to make leaves. So, oh, there's even a center here as well. Oh, I need to finish this. I already have a daffodil flower all made. So if you want a daffodil pattern that looks like this, you can find it in my first book, Bead Flora, The Revival of French Beaded Flowers. And I have some of these here in the what beads? I'm thinking these are either Venetian or Japanese beads. I don't know. But these are, I think, these for sure are Matsuno dynamite beads. All right, so we got that. see, so many unfinished projects, so little time. If I want to finish it, I need to make more things. So let's go for a fun little project. You guys have seen me wear this before, my daisies necklace. Ooh, it's called my daisy parts. Okay, so what do we have here? So all of these are individual little units like this. And then I have these tail wires that I can combine into units, into individual flower units. Let's see, do I have a full necklace here? Oh, this is not a necklace. This is a bracelet. Or a necklace. No, it's a necklace, a choker. Okay, so let's see. I have a toggle clasp here. Okay, I can put it on. Why is this in a bag? I can wear it. So this is I made this maybe like 2 years ago. It was choker, and then I made a variation where I had daisies coming down as well. So all of these units are here somewhere. Okay, oh, here's another variation. Instead of a daisy chain, it's half daisies instead of a full daisy. So that's fun. So that's cool. Oh, I forgot about this. So a variation of a daisy choker. Let's see. You don't want to wear both at the same time, but you get the idea. Also a toggle clasp. Okay. Where are my tools? Oh, here it is. No, not here. You guys, where are my tools? Okay, I have this. I have this. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, I'm going to make do with what I have next to me. I'll show you how I finish some of these. Okay, luckily, I always have some sort of straggler bead lying around. So I'm just going to put one bead on here. And then I'm going to connect these. Okay, thanks, Louise. I love these daisies. They're so fun. Oh, you guys saw my my daisy ring last week when I did the daisy intro to French beading or French beading 101 class. So this is part of that whole set. Choker, necklace, ring, bracelet. There should be a bracelet here somewhere. So you can easily turn this into a bracelet. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to this here. That's how you connect it. And all right. I don't have my cutters with me. Oh, great planning, right? Great planning. I'm just going to use my scissors because I don't have my tools next to me. Okay, don't come at me. I just don't want to get up and, leave this room to get my cutters because that's where it is. I just need to get just more cutters. Just have it all over the place. Okay. And now we're going to connect another one on here. Let's connect this one. Oh, I cut these. Do I have anything to connect? I don't have anything to connect. I don't. These are, I need to take, these two I need to take apart because I made a mistake somewhere and I had to cut this. Okay. But anywho, the gist of it is we would just connect these together like this. So that's how all of these little units would work out together. We're going to take these tail wires that we've made the units on. It's all on one continuous wire and then connect them. So there's that project. Oh, here's a ring. Another ring. This is not the ring I wore last week, but here's another one with a bigger flower. Okay. Go better on this finger. All right, that's what I'll wear the rest of the time. All right, here's one project. That was fun. Okay. Here's another old project here. This was going to be in my second book, French beaded flora, French beaded flowers, French beaded blossoms in bloom. Is that the title? Who knows? French beaded blossoms in bloom, branches in bloom. I'm sorry, French beaded branches in bloom. Just can't remember my own book. Okay, so this is it's not going to be, it is ornamental pear blossoms. So I saw these ornamental pear blossoms in the neighborhood in the spring. So I plucked a little branch and studied them and made these using its size 15s. Very cool. But it's so tedious to make, and I wanted to make more, but I didn't. So I ultimately, because it was so tedious to make so many of them. I mean, I already have the centers made. Because it was so tedious to make so many of them, I just decided to not put it in the book. But it's a fun little flower. I've converted some of these into earrings, some like little drop earrings, and they're cool. I have it lying around somewhere. I don't wear enough of my French beaded flower jewelry, so I need to do more of that. All right, so pear blossoms. Yeah, ornamental pear blossoms. They're kind of like little crab apples, but pears. Okay. Let me switch over to the screen. Okay, so I guess it's not gonna happen in the group. So yeah. Anyways, moving on. What else do we have here? Ooh, so here's a fun one. This is the African violets that I initially designed many years ago before I came up with the design that I did for the bead along recently back in June. You guys have seen my African violet pattern here. So this was the initial design. And this is where I guess I have to decide if I want to simplify or just make it more complicated. If it's more complicated, you get a lot more detail, more true to life. But sometimes I have to, I guess, balance out the actual pattern to a level that people can make versus, you know, going all crazy on these these patterns. So I'm trying to balance that out. Ultimately, I decided to simplify the pattern with the flowers. Let's see if we can get a side by side with it. So this would be the center petal here, the middle center petal. I did some goofy scalloping. I guess I don't say reverse scallop possibly. I don't know. I'm just gonna call it a reverse scallop. Some type of reverse scallop on this petal here. And with this, I just did a basic, your run of the mill continuous wraparound loop. This is also a continuous wraparound. No, this is not a continuous wraparound loop. This is a continuous split basic technique. So this is using a basic technique, and this is a continuous wraparound technique. So that is the cool thing about using the continuous split basic technique is you can get some really defined shapes using a continuous technique, keeping the flowers small and just getting the shapes that you want in this capacity that the flower is so small, but you can still get the shape without compromising the stem. So that's why that technique is cool. Okay. So just a few sizes of these. You know what? I guess what I can do is I can actually finish this. I have five or six. I have six of these. I can actually make some leaves, or maybe I do have some leaves lying around, and just make a African violet pot. So something to keep in mind for me as a UFO project. So maybe I should write this stuff down. I should write this stuff down so I know, make a list. Okay, that's an easy UFO to finish. All right. Okay, so next I've got dandelions. Okay, so it took a long time for me to come up with this dandelion pattern, and I still have all these extra leaves here. I can probably just assemble a whole new dandelion plant using these. Some of these leaves are possibly ones that I need to take apart. But these are good. This one I can use. This one I can use. This one I believe is probably an initial prototype because it doesn't have the center shading. Okay, ooh, this is all smushed. So I can probably assemble something. I have enough leaves. So the hardest part are the leaves, the flowers, the dandelion flowers are not that hard. They are pretty easy to make using the flowers. They're made using, just beginner level techniques. But for some reason, this took me a long time to actually get to, even though it was such a beginner level type of flower. It took me a long time to actually get to it because, I finished the leaves and then my brain was just like, oh, my brain needs a break. I can't think anymore. So I held off on designing the flowers for a long time. But once I started, I was able to get the flowers. Okay, thanks, Louise. Louise says, love the dandelion, great leaves. Thanks, Louise. Okay, I know Louise has made the dandelions as well. So you have made the dandelion pattern and it looks incredible. So great job, Louise, on making the dandelions. Okay, so just lots of extra parts. This I probably will set aside. I mean, it looks cool. I don't want to like take it apart. Or I can just incorporate it into a pot. So I have enough leaves. All right. So this is what the leaf looks like as we're making it. And I believe what was happening here? I ran out of wire. That's why I didn't finish this one. I ran out of wire. And the hard thing, the thing about what's so interesting about this leaf is that we add the veins onto the bottom wire as we are beading. So it's a bottom bead addition instead of adding beads on the top wire. So that's why we can't, if you run out of wire, you can't add more wire from the bottom and bring it up. So, but you certainly can add more wire from the top. So that's what I'm going to do is eventually when I get around to it is wrap the additional wire on the top basic wire and then keep beating down. So this little obstacle has kept me from finishing this leaf. It should not have kept me from making this leaf for so long. So, all right, need to remember this. There is a variety of dandelions that I am growing, and it is a pink dandelion. I got the beads online for pink dandelions. So there are yellow dandelions, there are pink dandelions, and there are white dandelions. So I do want to bead the pink dandelion variety. And I am also growing the pink dandelion. Maybe I'm just waiting to see what it looks like before I beat it, but it grew this year for me, but it has not flowered yet. I heard that it takes a couple years for it to flower. Like it will flower the second year. So I guess I'm waiting for my pink dandelions to flower to inspire me. But in the meantime, I've got other things to bead. All right. All right, what's next? Let's go through these bags. Okay, so peony. You guys see this? Okay, so these are just extra parts for my peony pattern. It's not published yet. I was working on it. It's been going on 4 years. All right, so the white peony, I've shared a picture of this before. I've not published it yet. And then I did a pink one, and now I'm doing a different variety of peony. It's the garden peony. So I've shared pictures of this, so you guys have seen it. So, and I started working on the pattern last year and just stopped because there was an obstacle, and then I had to work on some other projects. So there was always some obstacle. I think maybe I don't have certain beads or something like that, and then so they go in a bag. It's assembled. If you look in if you look in the background there, it's right there. So that pink and that white, that's the peony. You guys have seen it in my background. It's been there for a long time. So one day I will get it published. One day you guys will see my peony pattern. All right. Oh, here's something fun. Okay, so this is a pattern that I've been working on again for a very long time, maybe 5 years, maybe 6 years. What are these? what's the name? Purple flowers, spring flower, smells really nice. Lilacs. Okay. So I've been trying to. Okay, so the problem with making beaded lilacs is how many flowers there are, and then how many, stems or tail wires there are. So I was trying to come up with a solution to have it all on one wire, have all of the flowers on one wire. And while I have been able to do it, there's a lot of little kinks. And I don't think these little kinks would be good for you guys. It's okay for me to deal with it, but it's not okay for you to deal with it, right? So I have not gone back to this. One day I will work on the lilacs. Let me know if you want me to finish the lilacs. Let me know if you want me to finish the peonies or the pear blossoms. Okay. So this is extra parts of what flower is this? Honeysuckle, Japanese honeysuckle. So this is in my second book, French Beaded Brands in Blue. So these are all the extra parts. So there's really nothing extra I need to do but to assemble it. So this should be a low-hanging fruit type of project for me to just assemble. These are the honeysuckle berries. But I think Japanese honeysuckle, there are no berries. But the other varieties that are shorter, they do have berries. So I think, don't quote me on this. This is just what I recall from seeing the honeysuckle blossoms in the wild, and also from my mom's Japanese honeysuckle tree. So she tells me that there's no berries, but the berries are poisonous. FYI, flowers are edible, berries are poisonous. So don't eat the berries. You can eat the flowers. All right, just a little random fun fact. What else do we have here? Here, I don't know why I'm squinting and then looking at my screen of my stuff. It's right in front of me, right? Why am I doing this? Sorry, guys. Okay. All right. Here I'm trying to make mushrooms. You all know how I love mushrooms. So I don't remember how I did this. It's been years. So this is just my prototype, and I use white with my copper wire because this is my designing wire, because I know I'm going to take it apart. And I have to review what I did. But this is just a prototype. It's not the final. It's looking kind of rough, but you see the mushroom shape. So, and this is using, what technique is this? Just your basic frame using, let me look here, basic frame using spokes. So just spokes. So that was, I think I made this somewhere during the pandemic. I remember making this sometime during the pandemic, and then promptly went into the bag because I had other things to bead. But I really want to go back to this, but I know it's going to be time consuming to do. All right, what else? Okay, some of these you've seen before. You've seen these cosmos. Okay. Hello, Teresa. We have Teresa joining us. She says, mushroom is cool. I see what you did. I like it. Awesome. Okay. I like it too, but it needs to be refined a little bit more. Okay. Ooh, all these cosmos. You guys have seen my cosmos. Okay. Just more cosmos. Okay. There's nothing much to talk about for the cosmos. I believe most of you have seen it. So let's move on. But this is something that I would need to make. If I want to finish it, I need to make more of these leaves. But I can also make the center and turn into other things. I can turn it into like a hair accessory or brooch or something. I don't. Okay, so I think I put myself in this box where I think I need to remake the whole thing and not repurpose the flowers. So I think I need to think outside of the box of flowers and think repurpose. All right, Louise says, Cosmos still in a vase on my table. My cosmos are on my dining room table. And whenever people come over, I'll go at them just saying it's my summer flower garden display sculpture thing, right? So it looks really, really cool on the dining room table. Everyone just like goes nuts over it whenever they come over. Okay. These are orchids. Orchids, it's a pattern that is in my first book, Bead Flora, The Revival of French Beaded Flowers. And these are just different colorways that I did in the book. What color was it? It was more like a yellowish cream color. These are just little different colorways. They're just sitting around. I have not done anything with them. They would look cool as on a gift box or something like that. So we don't always have to. Again, I'm talking to myself here. Right now I'm talking to myself. Or I'm telling myself that I don't need to assemble it into a plant. I can repurpose these. These can be on a gift box or something. All right. Teresa asks, most asked question, how long did it take you? Well, that depends on the project, right? So if it's this orchid, I don't know, estimate maybe half an hour because they're shading. But if it is on one color, maybe about 15-20 minutes, including the stringing of the beads. It all depends on the project. And sometimes, well, not just sometimes, the majority of the time, I don't really track how long it takes me. So it's just an estimate, just an estimate. But for my sunflower, I have one right here, so I'll just grab it. But if it's something like my sunflower, including the leaves, it took over 30 hours, depending on the shading. It took me 24 to 30 hours. So it all depends. It all depends. I know we get that question a lot. We do. And I just answer according to the project. Or I guess my most used answer is a long time. A long time. And people usually just accept that because you know what? It does take a long time. Oh, there's a fun one. We just looked at this giant sunflower. Now let's look at this little sunflower. And I believe I have shown this sunflower necklace before. I don't just believe, I have shown this sunflower necklace before, but I only have one unit here. This is a prototype. This sunflower was made on one continuous wire. And then these two ending tail wires I will use to turn into a jewelry component. With these units of leaves, I've turned into little jewelry components. I think this will be my low-hanging fruit, and this will be my UFO today. I'll work on this because it looks easy enough, and I don't have much of other bags to show. That took 40 minutes for me to show my bag. So let me go ahead and actually work on something, right? Okay. Where do I have my actual sunflower necklace stored? I don't know. It's there somewhere. But I want to show you, like, this is how I would connect the sunflowers. Okay, so connect this necklace. I have all these units here. I'm just trying to decide, or trying to figure out what I did. What did I do? So I can do this. Let's connect it like this, and then figure out the rest of the way. Okay. Do have some beads here. All right. Put together this bead spinner. I love this so much. I can put this in my project box, and it just stays there. After I'm done, I close it up. Okay, so I think I'm not sure if these might be the same beads or not, but I think it is. Let's roll with it. Okay, let's roll with it. All right, so I'm not sure where this will fit in. I don't know what my intention was for this, because, or maybe I made a mistake and didn't make a loop, but this is what that is. It's probably just an extra one. Okay, so I'm going to attach this here like this. I'm going to make a wrap loop. And isn't it amazing that this sunflower was made all on one continuous wire, and we can just wear it just like right against your skin, and it won't hurt you. Because that's the problem with making French beaded jewelry, is having all of that tail wire to deal with. But with these techniques, we're able to make the jewelry without having to deal with all these extra wires. Okay. Teresa says, would make a pretty headband too. Oh, yes, the sunflower would make a pretty headband. That would be pretty. Yes. Okay, you're planting seeds in my head. Okay. All right. All right, you guys are going to kill me if I use scissors on this again. Just let me get up, get my butt up, and grab some cutters. All right. There we go. Actually sitting today instead of standing. All right. Okay. Next on my to-do list, buy more wire cutters. So I have them everywhere. every work table. Okay. Okay. Oh, it looks like we have Angela joining us. Hello, Angela. Good afternoon. Didn't realize I was on. I know. It's like, okay, so the for some reason I just can't get it connect to the group. It's been a problem. Yeah, we've all been busy. It's been crazy, crazy week. I'm sure. I'm sure it's been a crazy, crazy week. Okay, so finish the wrap loop here. Now we're going to, let's see. If you're joining us, I am just working on my UFOs. I'm working on just finishing this sunflower necklace, just trying to decide what I'm going to do with it. These are just extra parts, actually, or these were my original prototypes. These are not the final ones because it does not, I don't think I didn't finish it like I do with my final prototypes. So that's why it's these are just my extra parts of when I did my initial prototypes. Okay, so I'm going to attach these here. Okay, yeah, yes. The notices, Angela, are just like, well, you would get a notice if I'm able to connect to the event, but I can't connect to the event for some reason. I don't know, even though I'm using the same software as before. So that kind of sucks. I hate that. Okay, I cut some wire here. Okay, I'm going to make, well, if you're familiar with jewelry making, we take a small wire and then not wrap, like make our wrap loops. Okay, so yes, I'm making the sunflower necklace. I'm attaching this onto here. I don't want to attach it directly to the leaf in case I need to, if I make a mistake and I want to cut, then I have to cut this or cut this and then have to remake the whole thing. So I'm just attaching them with links that I'm making so that if I make a mistake, I just cut the link and not the big units, you know. Okay, so Teresa says if you want to use small flowers with tail wires, you can use hot glue on the back. Yes, I have done that, but I want to use actual techniques that I'm showing here instead of using glue because I want to stay away from glue as much as possible and actually using a combination of wire jewelry making wire techniques and French beading techniques. I used to use glue, but I do want to get away from it. Okay, so I'm going to put a bead on here. Okay, Angela asks, how did you bury all the flower wires? I'm afraid of making wearable wire stuff because of wire pokes. Okay, these are the actual wires. This wire and this wire that you see. There's no bearing because there's only two tail wires, right? So this is one of the wires. And then this wire that you saw that I made the wire wrap loop with is the other wire. So it's just two tail wires. There's nothing to bury. So no tail wires. I mean, no, not a ton of tail wires, and the only tail wires we're using it. We are using the tail wires. Okay. And like with here, you guys see, I'm wearing this. It's not poking me, right? So that's how it is. There's 2 tail wires for every unit. So there's nothing to bury, nothing to hide. It gets used. Yes, everything is all on one wire, the center and the calyx. It's the center, the petals, the calyx. Is it sepals? Whatever, you know what I mean. Everything, flowers, center, calyx, all on one continuous wire. And it's the same with the daisy and also this ring. It's all made on one continuous wire. Okay, so now I'm going to add a leaf on here. And that's how we would attach all of the individual units together. I don't have my chain nose pliers in the studio. Okay, I need to buy some pliers for my desk here. I mean, I need to buy a set of tools for my desk here, a set of tools for my desk over there, and a set of tools for every single project box. So, okay, on my wish list. Okay, call things by wrong names. Okay, all right. Yep, sepals or calyx. I guess it depends on the type of thing is behind the flower, right? If it's more like a leaf, I think it's called a sepal. But if it's more like just one, I don't know. Don't quote me here. Not a botanist. It's like a one ring of something. It would be probably called a calyx. But if it's like a leaf, then it's a sepal. Okay, so now we've attached the leaves on here. So let's attach the leaves on here too. My original design, I had like 3 sunflowers. Like I had a sunflower. Oh, I had 2 sunflowers like here, and then I had a sunflower just on the bottom. But I think this would be cool too. Just having it like this. Let's do that. Let's finish it like this. It would be like a nice little choker. Okay, so all right. So Angela says, you're piquing my interest. Awesome. Cool, right? Okay. This is not how I finished it, like how I normally finish it, but this is how it is because it is my prototype. Okay, so I don't have, just let me put this on the screen so I don't have to read the whole thing. I don't have a class for this one or a pattern for this one, for this pattern. So if there's interest in it, I may expedite it, but I currently do not. All right. So hold on to this. All right. So the class that I did last month at Virtually Ever Crafting was more like a intro to making French beaded jewelry, just the basics of all the techniques. And this would be more intermediate level of, getting the whole flower as on there instead of just a leaf on there. So, okay, get more wire here. Now so this is the link that is going to connect this units. Because like I said, if I make a mistake by combining two units that I don't want, I can just cut off the link here. Cut off this link, which takes no time. Obviously it takes time, but you're not, it's just one bead versus making a whole nother unit, right? So that's why for some of these, I do prefer to use links versus making a whole nother unit. It's perfectly fine if you want to combine it like this, but I'm not. Just in case, I don't want to risk having to make a whole nother unit. Okay. Teresa says, might be a good lesson on making things on one wire. Yes, it definitely would be. I have to see what we can make. I try to, for regular French beaded flower projects, I don't want to make things on one wire because it's a long ass wire, right? It's a long wire, and people, you guys don't like long wires. So, but if you are venturing into French beaded flower jewelry and you are willing to put up with the long wire, then French beaded flower jewelry is for you. I don't remember how long this wire was, but it was long. All right. Okay, so Angela says you're not sure about combining the two. I'm sure you can. I've seen your jewelry work and I've seen your French beading work. So I have no doubts on your abilities to do this. Oh, it's the it's the wires, the long wires you can't do. Okay. It all depends, I guess, on what units you're doing. If it is just the daisies, it would be shorter, but the sunflower, it would definitely be longer. I don't remember how long this was, but oh no. Oh no. See what I mean here? I accidentally closed this loop and I didn't attach it to this loop. So if you did that when you're making these units, if you wanted to combine like this one and you accidentally closed it like I just did with this unit, you would have to cut it open and redo it. But because I'm doing links, it's no big deal. I still hate that I wasted all that time, but it's not a huge deal because I'm not remaking a whole unit. I was looking to connect it, not close it. Okay, let me quickly try to do this here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to focus. And not close it until I have connected it. Okay, so now I'm going to take this unit and connect it here. Oh, let me adjust this. Okay, and just slip it right on. I'm not sure if I like the copper. I think I just used the copper because it was my prototype. Okay, let's finish. Tuck these in. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to do this and do this here. Oh, you guys can't see because I've zoomed in too much. Okay. Okay, so Angela, I'm just going to put it on the screen. Now I have to like read the whole thing. Okay. Where are all the ends that usually get cut behind the petals? No cuts. I have trouble with long wires because of the cats. Where are all the ends that usually get cut behind the petals? Okay. If there are any extra wires, we would wrap it around between these petals and these sepals. So I would wrap it up. If I have extra wires, I'll wrap it around and then cut and tuck in between. I don't think there are any extra wires. There are no extra wires here because the two ending tail wires ended up here and here. Let me see if I can find my daisies, because I have examples with my daisies here. Okay, so with these units here, well, actually there is, where did this third wire come from? I thought I will only have two. Anyways, there are three ending tail wires. And I would have this tail wire go on this petal, and I would have this wire be over here, and we would make the wrap loops to connect the jewelry. And this one, I would just wrap it around in between the petals and the calyx, and then I would cut right here, and then that's that. Okay, so let's finish this here. Hope that helps. Okay. And now let's do this one. Will it fit me, or do I need to make more units is what I'm wondering. I hope I have enough, then I can actually finish today and get a prototype project. Okay. Looks like we have Sandy joining us. Hello, Sandy. Let me know where you're watching from and what project you're working on. Okay, I'm gonna connect this here like this. Now we are connecting this unit to this unit here. Sandy says, love all your work. Thank you. Thank you. I love it when you love it. Okay. Let's right. So Sandy's watching from Louisiana. Hello, good afternoon. Okay. Never been to Louisiana. Okay, looks like we've got Karen joining us again. Hello, Karen. Karen is working on the daisies that we worked on last week. Awesome. Karen, I think you're beyond beginner projects, right? You've been beading with me a long time. You're beyond beginner projects like the daisies. Okay. But sometimes it's fun to just make a quick project. Okay. Okay. All right, next one. Okay. Teresa says, I don't think she understood you were working on the single wire for the whole flower. Teresa, who do you mean? Who is she? I don't understand this comment. You elaborate? Okay. Or were you thinking that I was all on one? It was not on one continuous wire, or it's just on different wires, just regular French beading? Okay. Where am I? Okay. Okay, so so this is a combination of, if you for those that are just joining us, a combination of jewelry making techniques and French beading techniques. And this project that I'm working on is a sunflower necklace, and the units, the sunflower, the each unit that I'm attaching together is made on one wire. And then I'm using, and usually after we make the units, there are two ending tail wires, and these two ending tail wires is where I would use to connect the units together. Oh, I dropped my one bead. Okay. Okay. Okay, now let's attach this here. Karen says she's working on the marigolds. Okay. Luckily, I don't think I have a lot of marigold extra units left. I think I don't have extras for that, so thankful for that. They're all potted, I think. I love it when that happens. There's no extra parts. Okay, so Sandy's working on a weeping willow tree. Ooh, that sounds fun. How big is your tree? Because when you say tree, I'm thinking life size. Because that sounds like something crazy I would do. Okay, let's put this up against my neck, see how that goes. Okay, it's gonna flip. Hang on. I'm gonna need just a little bit. Let me flip it. Okay. Oh, Teresa, you mean Angela? I think she finally got it, that it was made on one continuous wire. I think she finally got it. Okay. Trying to figure out. I think if I make a clasp, it should be good. Like, I probably need to do more or something, but for the sake of today, I think I just want to finish with the clasp. And we're going to do a French beaded clasp. All right, Angela says, I've made your single wire sunflowers, but I clipped all the back wires and folded the top. I'm gathering that you keep the back wires whole, which avoids the clip ends. Okay, yes. I'm trying to think, where have I showed my sunflower. Oh, I think I have shared a brooch, and I have, okay, I remember sharing a project. You were using sunflowers, turned it into a brooch, and there probably was 2 or 3 wires, and then we wrapped it around a brooch pin. But for this, it's similar technique, but slightly different. Okay, I don't need that many beads for my, I don't know why that showed up. How did the comment show up? I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to let me pull up my pattern on how to do the clasp. I want to get the beads just right. So excuse the clicking. All right. Pull up my pattern. All right, where is it? Okay, so 27 beads. So for the loop, I'm going to do 27 beads. 10, 15, 20, 25, 27. Make a loop. And this will be our loop part for the toggle clasp. All right, Sandy, Sandy says that she can't figure out how to post a picture. Are you in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group, Sandy? Is that where you're trying to post it, or are you trying to like email me, or you can send it to me on my Facebook fan page, Bead Floor Studio. But if you're in the group, you can just make a post with it. If you're not in the group, you should join us. It's so fun. We're doing all sorts of fun things. Okay. Okay, that's one part of the toggle. All right, let me read my other pad for the other unit here. So 15 bead toggles. Okay. 5, 10. 5, 10, 15. Okay, so Angela says you showed 3 different size sunflowers. Yeah, I remember that. And maybe we're a brooch. I skipped the brooch part, made them. Okay, I see. Okay. So the one where I made the 3 size one was using different techniques. I used my technique of the continuous for the basic, and I also, in collaboration with Lauren Harpster, I use her technique for the sunflower. So those were 2. The brooch is a different project, and then the 3 sizes one was also a different project. So if you skipped the brooch part and just made it into a regular sunflower, then you would have skipped the whole technique on the one wire thing. You really didn't need to use the one wire thing on that sunflower if you weren't doing like jewelry or a brooch or something like that. Okay, Sandy says I'm trying to post it in here on the bead floor page. Can you comment on? You can comment in the uh, in the in this comment in the chat with the picture, there should be an option to attach a picture. Okay, so I'm trying to think. How do I hold it? Okay, so I would have this on this side. I'm going to do another link, is just another link here, just because I want some extra length. It's off by just a little bit. So if I do a link, then I don't have to make a whole another unit. Okay. Okay, so yes. So yeah, Angela, I made several sunflower project videos. But the one with the three sizes was a long time ago. I want to say at least 4 years ago or something like that. And the brooch was probably about 2 years ago. Okay. It helps to have the proper tools. I'm just using this goofy pliers. All right. Okay. Butterfingers. Okay. When you're not using the right tools, there's a lot of concentration that's needed. Okay. So now I'm going to attach this part of the toggle. Okay, so if the one with the three sizes is the one that you washed is not, and not the brooch, then you will not see the techniques there, because I did not develop the techniques for making the jewelry back then. Or did I? I did. I'm sorry. I just didn't show it yet. So it was developed, but it was not public. But if you watch the one on the brooch, that's when I revealed the techniques. Because I did this back in 2019. So those techniques were developed then, around that time. Okay, almost there. Going to finish this part of the this. Did I attach it to the right side? It all depends. I guess it all depends on how you would put on your necklace, is how you attach the toggles. So where is my wire? Where'd it go? Okay, I'm gonna get a new wire. I'm sure I'll find it again later. All right. my beads. Here we go. And again, the links is just to, as an extra layer of protection, just in case we make a mistake, then we don't have to cut the units that we spent so much time and care into making. Okay. And with this, we need a lot of tool switching. A lot of tool switching. I didn't need this to be so incredibly long. Okay, so round nose pliers. Chain nose pliers. This is just not holding onto it properly as much as I like. All right, we are done. Let's try it. Let me take off my daisy necklace that I put on earlier. Take off. Did I say take on or take off? I don't know. I can't. I can't see. All right. Okay. All right, it's off. So this is also a toggle. If you weren't here when I first put this on earlier, I just found it in my bag and I said, okay, let's put this on. Okay, so now we're going to put on the sunflower necklace. Sunflower choker. Okay, you know what? It is, I need a bit more length, but you get the idea. What I can do is add more links to increase the length. I'm just going to do this instead because it's too short for me. It might be perfect for my daughter. Okay. It's too short. Too short for me. But for the little girl, it might be perfect. Perfect little choker. Let's see if I can find my other necklace in my stash. Hang on. Okay, here it is. This is the design. Original design that I had. Okay. This is again done using the same techniques that I just showed you. Okay. Ta-da! This just needs a little bit more length. I think what I'll do is I'll just add more links, cut it apart, uh, cut the links, and then add a few more links until it's the desired length. So I get a nice, cute little choker. And this is more of a s- um, a necklace, not a choker. So we get chokers and we get necklaces. So thank you for joining me today. This is where we will end this UFO project day. And I hope you guys were also beading as well. I know some of you were working on your projects. So I hope to see your projects. Um, if you haven't joined us, please join us in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group. And what announcements do I have? Announcements. Okay, so currently we are doing a bead along in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group with Leslie Belton. She is teaching us how to make hyacinths. So that is going on right now. And I believe we will be announcing another beat along soon, maybe. I don't know. I have to check the schedule. But yeah, there's that. And thank you for joining me today. Angela, Karen, Sandy, Teresa, Louise. And if I missed you, I am sorry. But I believe that's who joined me today. Um, Thank you, and I will see you next week.